How developers work in Git and GitHub? Let me explain. There are 4 stages in Git: working area, staging area, local repository, remote repository. In working area, developers write their code. For example, you modified some 10 files here. You are sure about 6 file changes, but you are not so sure about 4 file changes. So you want Git track only these 6 files. Then you can move these 6 files into staging area. To move the files from working area to staging area, you have the command git add. Then you can add these 6 files. Now we want to add these 6 files into your local Git repo. For that we can run the command git commit. Also you have to add a commit message using -m, then the commit message here. This commit message should be meaningful. If any other developer sees this message, they have to understand what changes you have done in this particular commit. Now these 6 files are tracked in your local repository. Now if multiple developers are collaborating, then you can't use your local repository. You have to have one remote repository. For example, you can use GitHub. Now if you want to push these 6 files into your GitHub repository, then you can run the command git push. Now other developers are also pushing their code to GitHub, right? Now if you want to pull that code into your working directory, you can run the command git pull. Now let's see all of this in demo. We can do mkdir git demo. Let's go inside that folder cd git demo. If I do ls, there are no files now. This is the normal empty folder now. So to convert this into git folder, I have to run a command called as git init. So git initialize now. Then as a developer, you can add files to this particular directory. You can run ls-a also. Once the git is initialized, it will create a hidden directory called as .git. I will just create some sample files here. So vi file1. I will just add sample content now. And I will create one more file vi file2. I will add content here also. Now I have created 2 files, file1 and file2. Now the first stage is done. That is code modification in the working directory. Now I have to move the files into staging area. For example, now I am confident about file1 changes. So I want to add only file1 changes to git. Then I can run the command git add file1. And to check the status, you can run git status command too. Here you can see changes to committed, that is file1, and untracked file is file2. Now file1 is in staging area. I can commit this file to local repository now. I will clear the screen, then run git commit -m. Here you can add a meaningful message for commit message. I have added the commit message. Enter now. You can again run git status. Now file1 is already committed. File2 is still in untracked stage. Also I can run git log also. Here you can see your commit. It will have a commit ID. Also you can see new file1 is added. This is the commit message I have added earlier. Now file1 changes is in my local git repository. Now I can create a remote repository for this. I am using GitHub now. So create new repository. And I will name it as git demo. And all of these are fine. Just click on create repository. Here I have the instructions here. I have already existing repository in my local. So I can add git remote add command now. I'm just adding the remote URL to my local repository now. So I will just run this command. Remote is added now. Also I can modify the branch, git branch -m main. Then I can push the code to GitHub using git push command. Git push -u, then origin main. Origin means this URL. It will push to this URL now. And the branch is main. Let me run this now. So it pushed the code to GitHub now. If I refresh this screen, only file1 is pushed because only file1 changes is committed. Now let me modify this file in GitHub. Then I will try to pull that changes into my local. Let me modify this file, file1. Edit the file. I will just add remote change. I will just add remote change. Then commit this change. Commit changes. Now this is the content of file1. And if I go to my local and if I check file1 content, only this line is there. The second line is not there. Now I can run git pull origin main. It will pull the changes from my remote to my local. So it pulled the change now. If I run cat file1 now, I have the second line too. So that's it. I have explained all the stages of Git now. If you want to learn more about Git, just add Git in comment. I will create more videos on Git and GitHub. I will meet you in next video.